Hello and welcome to Tech Town, Season 3, Episode 7 of your favorite technology show. I'm Mr. Ellsberg. This is our Town Wizard.
Boom!
And we're going to talk all things tech.
That's right, like always.
Yep, we're going to get right into it this week. We are having some serious computer visions this week.
Some serious computer visions dancing in our heads.
That's right.
So yeah, we're going to talk about computers and their vision and how they can see stuff. Because, you know, we can, as babies, like, look at a picture and say, there's a person.
Right.
Or it's a mountain or a tree. You know, after a couple years, when you're a real young baby, you can't see anything.
Right.
But
what does a computer see?
So that's the question. And how does a computer think about what it sees? Because really, the computer can see with a camera like we can see with our eye really well. It's just the computer has trouble doing what the brain does.
Right. Differentiates what's important,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
Right.
Prioritize. Yeah.
Right.
We are advanced brains people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Deal with that computer.
And I'm going to have to apologize. I got a virus, a cold virus, and so I'm trying to hack it away.
Right, so a human virus.
A human virus.
Right.
Power on through. All right. So there's a cool video of a progress report, a TED Talk on a progress report of where we currently are with computer vision. Okay. So like how well can these computers see stuff and recognize where we are? And we're pretty good. I'll give you a little summary. We're pretty good. About 5-10 years ago, 20 years ago, not so good. Like we could maybe do facial recognition, but that was only once you told it these are only faces. Right. To actually know if there's a face at all, that's kind of hard. Then about 5-10 years ago, we got some things that could take a picture of a book cover or a DVD cover and then know what DVD it was. And so Amazon,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, Amazon was heavy on that kind of stuff where you could not only scan barcodes, that's another version of it, but actually take a picture of the book cover. So if you were out like at a real bookstore, you want to say, how cheap is it on Amazon? Then you take a picture of the book cover and it looks it up for you. You can say, oh, it's cheaper, so I'll buy it later.
Nice. So, smart thing in Amazon.
Yeah, that's about where we were. And now Amazon has one called Flow. I have a link to it, Amazon Flow, which they now incorporate in their app where you can take a picture of more than just book covers. You can take a picture of things. So sometime let's try it out. You can theoretically take a picture of whatever you have around and it'll know what it is.
And it's called Amazon
Flow. Yeah. But I think they incorporated that technology into their regular Amazon app where you can just take pictures.
Right.
Okay, so where else are we going with computer vision? Some of it is for self-driving cars. So self-driving cars use a couple different technologies to figure out where they are. One of them is using a regular camera like we see and recognizing shapes. Right. So, excuse me, there's a video I have here about how Google's recognition deals with the world. You can see like little red things where it knows where people are, or orange things where signs are, and you can see kind of what it is taking from its camera and then representing, you know, roadblocks or dangerous things.
Right. We already have seen that. You've probably been in a car before that will beep if you're getting close to something behind you, or show a camera there. You know, others will tell you if you're getting too close to the outside of the lanes now, you know?
Yeah, so. And that's actually a big shift in where it was. The ones that told you like how far away you are from something behind you, they can cheat pretty easily by using just a distance sensor. So they don't even have to use a camera that recognizes that there's a rock behind you or something. That's hard. You know, they just said, oh, is there something?
A little sonar that it was saying.
Yeah, exactly, right. Now, when they use a camera, it's harder, but they can do more with it. They can figure out not only that there's something, but that it's a person or a bicycle or that kind of thing.
Right. It will, you know, decide what to run over.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of those bicyclists. Okay, and then another big one in computer vision is face recognition. Right. We talked about that. Face recognition is in a pretty doable, but also hard to do on the global scale. Okay. So why is that? Yeah, when you imagine the government trying to like take security footage of anywhere in the world, and recognize all the people in the scene, that's actually pretty hard because they have to go through basically everybody in the world and compare it.
Okay. So you're saying if they're trying to find somebody, I was curious the way you phrased that. It was, do you mean that they were like looking at a face in Russia might be more difficult than looking at a face in the States?
Oh, interesting.
Maybe the cameras are better here, or you know,
I don't know,
or what.
Yeah.
But yeah. So okay, but what you're saying is that there's just so much.
Yeah, it's just too many faces.
Right.
So on the global scale of trying to say, just take any face and try and figure out who it is,
right?
That's even still hard to do just because there's so many. But if there's some sort of limited set, right. Like if you can say, I know all the people that were in this arena, you know, maybe a couple thousand people, right. And then from that group, what were they? Or I have a known list of people, you know, any way you can narrow it down, they're pretty good at it now.
Cool.
So you can see some of these things in some products that we can use. So like Google Photos has facial recognition.
Yep.
Facebook has facial recognition, you know, for tagging the people. One thing that's kind of interesting with the Google Faces, Google has facial recognition software that they actually, people would have found in Google Maps.
Ooh.
Faces of like landmarks and nature things.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, here, check this out.
So they put this overlay or whatever, this program of like recognize a face, but they put it over like the world and like see if you can recognize any faces on the world.
Over the map.
Very cool.
So so let's
because they're trying to find, you know, that aliens, would they leave us?
Oh wow. Crop circles. So there's some face.
Okay.
Some face.
Yeah, there's some definite face right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a couple faces.
So,
you know,
this is funny. Face. I mean, it finds faces in all sorts of things. There's another fun examples of what it finds faces.
These are really abstract faces.
It's true. It's true, but it's maps.
Map face.
So, yeah. So, when it's scanning through all these things, and it's trying to figure out what that thing is it a face? Is it not? And when it's a face. And where your eyes are shaped in such a way that they're this much distance from each other.
Right.
So there's another video that talks about how you actually do that.
Very cool.
And then one more on facial recognition. I found a website. I was always wondering if this exists. There's a website called Twin Strangers. Where you submit a photo of yourself and you can find your lookalike, your doppelganger from anywhere in the world.
We got to do this.
So I haven't done it yet, and I'm worried that they're a scam and just going to like steal our information.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think they are. I think they're real.
So I've got a doppelganger at my gym. I wonder if it would find.
See, that's what I'm kind of wondering is like they would only take from pictures that are either available for free on the internet,
right,
or that you've uploaded. So I'm not sure it has access to all the pictures, but I don't know. Sometime we could try.
Oh, doppelganger.
Yeah.
Find your long lost relative.
Yeah.
Yep.
So another one is Google Photo Search. So Google now does a little bit better of understanding when you type a word, what kinds of pictures are in that category.
Right.
So here's an example. So, this is going to be yours. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, keep going. Just keep going.
All right. So here's the thing is that now, without you doing anything, it's classified these places that you've been, these things that there are, mountains, sky, forest, nightclubs.
Oh, I've done all these things.
Exactly. And if you look, for me, it has more people, and you can type things like cars. And it'll search for all your pictures that have cars.
Oh, yeah. Look at those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, obviously some great looking cars.
So this is cool how the image is being recognized in certain ways, like cars, and then being categorized that way so you can search them. So we're getting better at that. That's pretty impressive. Now, and like I said, Amazon has a version of that more for products.
Right.
Now, this one is another version of that where you can kind of put any image that you find on the internet.
Oh.
And it does the same sort of thing. And I was really impressed by what it was. So first, let's have you pick any image that you want. We'll find an image that we're going to have it try and figure out what's in the image.
Okay.
So here's the website. It's called Clarify. And also what's cool about it is it's an API for developers. So if you wanted to make your own app that did recognition of this kind of stuff, you can plug it in.
That's great.
So it says paste URL here, which means we got to find a URL of a picture. So let's go images.google.com. All right, so what's something we want an image of?
Oh, we want it.
And we're going to try and have it recognize what it is.
We want a TechTown image, obviously. We want a
but something that it can see in the picture and say what it is.
Okay, so let's say, let's say the Skidmore Fountain or something.
Okay.
Skidmore Fountain.
Interesting. More fountain. So let's get a good kind of current picture of it.
Okay.
All right. View image. I'm curious. Oh, it's got text on it. We don't want to ruin it. Doesn't look that much like a fountain, so we'll see what it says. I'm going to copy and paste the URL.
Okay.
I'm not a robot. That's another thing. CAPTCHA, by the way, different CAPTCHA. All right. It says water, city, architecture, building, travel, nobody, street, tourism, river, construction.
That's pretty good.
So it got pretty good.
Yeah.
So the fact that it did that at all is pretty impressive. So I'm going to try one. I was thinking earlier, it's kind of simple as like, how about rock concert? Okay. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious. So this is a rock concert looking thing.
Uh-huh.
We're going to try it out. What do we get? Performance, music, celebration, concert, night, stage, festival, party, audience.
Nice.
Live. So pretty good. Pretty good.
Good work.
And it shows you your previous ones.
No,
so
okay, cool.
I think this is kind of amazing.
Yeah, like, this is, oh, wow.
Yeah, you can now kind of know what any image is. And imagine you could do that with video. Then you can pretty much recognize stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, computers having visions. I mean, what else? What are there? Anything else?
Yeah. So last one is about the Kinect cameras.
Right.
So Microsoft came out with a Kinect camera for their Xbox video game console, and it wasn't that huge of a hit, but it was really interesting because people took that camera and plugged it in their computer, and made software with it. Right. So the camera was actually a really kind of nice camera just to use for making your own little projects and hobby stuff, and people went nuts with it. So I have a link to a bunch of videos where people did all sorts of fun stuff with it. So check it out. There's videos where using just this Kinect camera and software they wrote, they can move around like in front of that camera and have their movements correspond to a computer puppet that they have and they made, and then their arm moves the puppet's arm, and so when they're moving, their little animated puppet guy moves.
Well, that's awesome. And I know that we've played with a Kinect before as well at the festival.
Exactly. And what was that one? So there was a big projector screen.
Yeah, and so it changed different things. We had like lightning bolts coming out of our hands.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. It's not just lightning bolts. It's lightning bolts where your hands are. Right. And when you move your hands together, the lightning bolt comes together. Right. So that's the thing, is that camera has to recognize what's a hand, where is the hand going, and then put different colors and things.
Make our silhouettes all crazy. It was awesome.
It was super awesome.
Very cool.
So check out the video with some of these samples, and then also have a link to, if you want to do that yourself, how to start. So there's some code that can get you started on just with that Kinect camera.
Awesome.
How to program it to when you move your hand. What do you want it to do?
Right. Well, we're gonna have to do something like that next year.
Oh yeah.
All right. And that was computer visions.
That's right.
Yeah, having all sorts of visions, you know. I really like the image search one.
Oh yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, which brings us to
music. All right, so this week's music site is a Wikipedia page for honorific nicknames in popular music.
Ooh.
So I didn't even know what the term honorific meant, but now as it was described, I kind of understand.
Like big enough to bestow an honor upon. Like if someone, it's Elvis, you know, he's the king.
He's the king, exactly. Right. And then Mozart was the father of modern music.
Oh.
But this is the list of like all of them.
Whoa.
So Aaliyah was the princess of R&B, the queen of urban pop.
There's a lot of royalty.
Oh yeah, a lot of royalty. We've got a lot of queens and kings. Kelly Clarkson is the original American Idol. So yeah, these are all the ones that made enough of an impact.
The first lady of hip hop.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. I wonder who has like the most. Missy Elliott had a bunch. Let's see who else has a bunch.
Avril Lavigne's got a bunch. Yeah. Madonna's got a bunch.
A lot of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. So anyway, this is just where you go if you need to know all the different honorific names for your musicians.
Oh, that's awesome. You got to get in here and get your nickname on. That's right. And then you can make up your own nickname about what you're awesome at.
Yeah, that's true. What are you going to be? What's your honorific
it's probably going to be the king or the queen or the knight or the first lady.
Yeah, you're going to be the first lady of Tech Town.
Yeah, I think I'm the first lady of Tech Town.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Or the
first wizard.
Runner-up of Tech Town.
All right. So, and for security segment of the week.
Which brings us to security.
All right. So, they, back in 2005, figured out a way to point a microphone at somebody who's typing on their computer where they couldn't even see, just a microphone, and figure out their passwords.
What?
So the microphone
can you hear the click?
The clicky-clacky of the typing sounds, and know by the slight differences of which clicks and clacks and
does
and that.
Does it depend on what kind of keyboard you have?
I'm sure it depends on everything. You can read the article, and these kinds of things. I wouldn't go, going in a soundproof booth every time.
I mean, I feel like I need to now.
I know. Well, it's good to think about it.
Yeah.
But I think this is a pretty specific situation.
That's why I put all my passwords in through my touchscreen phone.
Oh, but then maybe here's your tappy.
No way.
No, probably not.
Oh, I draw in between or something.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now you're hacking the hackers.
All right. Well, we talked about computer visions.
Oh yeah, it's seeing things.
We got into music.
Yeah.
Honor yourself.
Yeah, with a queen of nicknames.
Yeah, and then don't worry too much about your keyboard. But crazy.
Yeah, it's true. They can get it by listening in.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back here next week here on
Tech Town.